Welcome to Knotfest Preludes. I'm here with Caelin, who is the Knotfest Museum curator. Caelin, welcome. How are you going today?
Thank you so much. And I still have to get used to you guys saying how you going because for us that means you're leaving. So
Oh,
how you going is like how are you exiting a room? So I have to get used to my Australianisms again and realize that you're being polite, you're welcoming me. So I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
well, that's good. I suppose it's like, how are you like going about your life? Like, are you feeling good about it?
Oh, that's a separate podcast. That's a separate video altogether. But thanks for the clarification. I love it.
Love it. Oh my gosh. So I'm so fascinated
Yeah.
about how you got into this job because this role is just absolutely insane to me. So I would love to know just a little bit about your background and
Yeah.
how that led to getting involved with the Knotfest Museum.
Yeah, so I actually started, and I would say this to anybody if you're looking to get into festivals or music, just volunteer. I
Mm,
volunteered at a music festival and I wanted to be close to the artists, and the person was like, be in transportation. And so I started volunteering at music festivals and transportation. And then that led me to a full-time role for some country artists in the US, working on their transportation. And then I started doing VIP for a company in North America. And then randomly I got a call, and I was working in country music, and randomly I got a call saying, do you want to go on tour with Slipknot? And I thought it was a joke.
no
Um,
way.
yeah. And so I said yes, obviously. And it was a huge step up in my career. The camp is so dialed in. These are the top everything in the world. So the top lighting, video directors, sound engineers, production managers, everybody is the best at what they do, and Slipknot would settle for nothing less. And then when the opportunity came to take the museum, which was originally part of a VIP experience in North America, to take it global, and management asked me, I mean, I was all for it. So I've now taken it to 7 different countries with various um, executions, but all what unites Slipknot fans and Knotfest fans around the world is just their passion. So we are so well received and so welcomed everywhere we go. And ultimately, I mean, I say that my job is to make grown men cry because when people are interacting with the museum, they can't help but feel emotional because this isn't a band with fans. This is a band with family. And
Mm.
so they tell me all kinds of beautiful stories about how this band has touched them. And I get to be um that connection between artist and fan. And it's, you know, not to sound trite, but it's a privilege and an honor every day that I open those museum doors. I get to welcome the fans.
That's amazing. I mean, I have to say, working at the festival last year, and I've worked at a lot of festivals, but there was something quite different about
Mm.
Knotfest. And
Yeah.
I really felt the care that Slipknot had for the fans that were attending the festival. So everything that you're saying, I mean, I could feel it like on the ground, even just sort of in the media section and wandering around. So it's really cool. I mean, were you a fan of heavy music prior? Because
Oh,
working
a
in country.
hundred percent. That's why it
Okay.
was so ironic that I was touring in country. I mean, I
Yeah.
was just like, where am I? I felt like I was on another planet. So, I mean, of course, like I won't go into my age, but I grew up in the early 2000s. I was in school and college in the late 90s. And so I was so blessed that we were getting this quality music that was being birthed organically. And, Slipknot obviously being one of the bands I was super into. Um, and so yeah, and then of course, Pantera, can't leave them out.
Yeah.
And Disturbed. I mean, again, like great memories of all those bands. So yeah, really looking forward to Knotfest this year.
A couple of weeks ago, I spoke with Clown, and he's like, I'm pretty sure all the stuff's like on the boat in a crate, like on its way to Australia. But tell me about like the logistics side of things, getting it
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah, so it's usually shipping containers, which I had to familiarize myself with, and carting and manifest and all these words I had to learn. And I we unfortunately have a limited amount of space. If I could, I would bring the entire museum everywhere we go. It's just not logistically possible just because of the expense. So I'm given a shipping container and I'm just told to pack it with as much stuff as I can. So literally this last time, we were inside and we were trying to get a piece of furniture. I won't say what it was, but a piece of furniture. And I mean, it took 3 of us to shut the doors and we just locked it. So when I open it in Melbourne, it's probably literally going to spill out. But yeah, we mostly ship it or fly it, and then truck it as soon as we land to whatever country. So yeah, it's not a small undertaking. There's a whole creative artistic side, there's a whole marketing side, and then there's a whole like production logistics side to it. So it's really a great job for me because I love it, but also it exercises the part of my brain because it's a puzzle. You're constantly just rearranging the pieces. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, uses so different parts of your brain and so many different skills like all combined.
Yeah.
So although Slipknot aren't performing this year, the museum is really the closest you can get to the band without sort of being in the room with them or on the stage with them.
Yep.
And when I think of Slipknot and Knotfest, like I think about the overall vibe and the feeling that you get being in their world. So before we dive into the nitty gritty of what's going to be included in the museum this year, I'd love to know a bit about how you help to curate that vibe and that atmosphere and the immersive experience.
Well, so as I said, Slipknot fans aren't fans, they're family, and rightfully so. They're dedicated and therefore have huge expectations. So I have a lot of weight on my shoulders to always bring something fresh and unique. And I think what I try and do is mimic the experience on stage, but in this offsite, in this tent or wherever I'm able to set it up. And it's that really tight, visceral sensory overload. Like I want you to step in, we're going to kind of chew you up and then spit you out. And you'll sort of emerge on the other side, sweaty, confused, not really knowing where you are. And yeah, just wondering what just happened to you. So it's slight chaos, slight confusion with a bit of art and a ton of music and amazing pieces, just amazing pieces. So
well, tell me about the pieces because there are some pieces that have never appeared in Knotfest Museum before, and we're celebrating, the 25th anniversary of Slipknot's debut album. So yeah, like what can you share about what fans can actually expect within the museum?
Well, there's 2 pieces. So especially this year, we're doing a retrospective. So we're documenting the 25 years. So as you come into the museum, you're going to be basically like walking through time from the inception in the birthplace in Iowa in 1999, like that basement-y kind of vibe. And then we'll walk you through all the album cycles. And I think one of the things that I am so proud that I was able to bring, and again, had to work so hard to get it in the shipping container, was this massive 7-foot piece of art from Clown. And I think what makes Slipknot different and exceptional is that they were never branded. They never went to a stylist. Everything was birthed from them. And there's always been like this really deep creative artistic track that has gone alongside of the music. And so bringing one of Clown's pieces, his art pieces, was a really big deal. And it was really important to me. And again, this has not left North America. Nobody outside of the US has even seen it. And it's called Patiently Awaiting Jigsaw. And I think the Australian fans are going to lose their mind. I know they are actually. Because again, it's that reminder of how much they fuse music and art and creativity. And then there's, of course, we take you through, you're going to be able to play in the instrument station, you're going to be able to play some of Jim's and Mick's guitars. And then, of course, V-Man's bass. So even if you don't play an instrument, like, please just pick it up because so many people are so cautious, but trust me, they know what's going on in the tent. So pick it up, play it. Everything on their quad cortex, their mixer, is mixed how they hear it. So once you put the headphones on, you will hear exactly what V-Man hears, or you'll hear how Jim hears it. Like everything has been set to their specifications. So again, it's that like taking you into this world and then giving you every sense to let you explore it. And then the third thing that I'm so excited about, and I'm not going to give it away, but there is a piece, again, that has never toured. it belongs to Clown personally. I can't tell you how many waivers I had to sign to bring it out on tour. It's several $1,000s, so I have to keep my eye on it the whole time. But I think the fans are going to melt when they see it. I think they're just going to be blown away. So yeah, those are I would say the highlights of the museum this year. And again, like tons of memorabilia, tons of wardrobe. Obviously, that's key for them. And again, like parceling it out so that it does follow the album cycles this year. So you'll see things. We're bringing a set of drums that, again, you'll recognize them immediately when you see them. Again, not going to give them away. So yeah. And then of course we, pay homage to all the members, which is really important to the band.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I was speaking to Clown just on that, he was saying just if you've been through the museum, you know that he's cried in the presence of a lot of these items because of as he says, brothers that have passed or brothers that are still with him today, but these specific items, they carry like an energy with them, I guess, of all the music and the experiences that all the fans have had throughout the career of Slipknot. And I just think it's so cool how detailed that is because it is that fusion of art, like the quad cortex and the exact mix that you would get in your in-ear monitors. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, so that even though it looks really chaotic, which is part of the brand, is that confusion, chaos, everything is so curated down to so much fine detail. So I have overlooked nothing. And again, not only high expectations from the band to represent them well, but high expectations of the fans.
Amazing. And so when will you be arriving in Australia?
I can't wait. I leave on Sunday and then bananas.
Yay.
I arrive there on Tuesday morning. So I lose a whole day.
Oh yeah.
I hope to get that back at some point later in
Yeah,
life.
you'll get that
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I get there on Tuesday. I have a day to just chill, and then I head on Wednesday to start setting up, which I cannot wait to get to the Racecourse. I mean, I love that venue. All three venues are amazing. Lucky that we were there last year, so I know my way around it. And again, just like, can I just please take a minute to shout out like all the amazing local production staff that I get to interact with. I have an incredible museum coordinator, Katie, and a museum assistant, Jack, that'll travel around with me. All of our production assistants that we hire, all the site ops guys. My gosh, the poor electrician who has to like wire us up to voltage conversion. Like I don't even pretend to know what he does. And then of course the production manager, all the TEG folks, like we are so lucky to work with incredible people in Australia that bring this festival to life and to, again, with that theme of high expectations of like delivering something phenomenal. So yeah, just I want to shout out all the locals.
Oh my gosh, I didn't have a chance to see the museum last year, but I'm dying to go and see it this year. So I'll definitely come and say hello.
Oh, you have to, you have to. Yeah, private tour for you, private tour.
Stop.
Yes, and I will let you try on something that nobody else is allowed to try on. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, stay tuned because I'm definitely going to make the time. Caelin, it has been absolutely lovely speaking to you.
Thank
like
you.
You've got me so pumped to see this experience. Is there anything else that you wanted to add for Australian Slipknot fans and Knotfest fans?
God, I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you. And please, like, come by the museum, come say hi. And yeah, definitely check it out. It's going to be mind blowing.